May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're going to take a look at the indices, starting with the S&P. Now, we're on the monthly time frame. What can you see? Well, let me show you what's obvious. A big old breaker structure. We made this high, we made a higher low, and we are in the process of making a higher high. This is a bullish market. All right. With this noted breakout, all right, this forms an area of fair value. All right. And price offers that fair value and just just moved higher. That was great. You can see, come on, man, don't do this. Be sticky on me. All right. You can see this. If I can turn this off, you can see this fair value gap was formed upon the breakout. You retest the breakout area and then you push higher. This is another area of fair value, a order block that price pushed up into, and then pushed up from, and then into to test the area of fair value. And you can see the respect of this pin bar candle, which if anybody's looking at a pin bar, you are not thinking bearish at all. You are thinking bullish. All right. Now, what's important when you see a long wick like this here, the next candle, you don't want to see it go past the midpoint of this wick. All right. If it does, when it does, it usually means that price will probably may go on to fill it. All right. And but if you're trying to uh, trade the trend, you want to see the trend to continue. You don't want to see it go past that. A close actually past that midpoint. Okay. This one respected it and formed another pin bar, another bullish indicator, and it took out the previous high here, closed above it. That's a pretty good indicator of what's coming. All right. Bullish price action. Now, on the weekly, you can see it clearly that we have a higher high, higher low, higher high. Price took closed past that high. That was the area where structure was broken. We come back to test that breakout area. You see that we don't close very low below that area of fair value when it's offered. This is an order block, folks, and price respected it and pushed higher. And what did it do along the way? It formed another area of a fair value gap, another gap. All right. What did price do? Come down and test that gap, almost filled it. All right. Almost filled it, but respected it in the end and formed another area of fair value. All right. This is another order block, folks. And we went to the high. We had a timid close above the high. Price didn't exactly trade through with a lot of, but it did do its job to create not only a new high, but we had a close above that breakout area. Now, what does that tell us for the week ahead? Let's take a hard look. Folks, this is what am I doing here? All right. This is the area of breakout, right? And what we want to see is if price gives us a little daylight. Look at this high. All right. This is an important high because this is where the last area of value, all right, was formed. Price closed above that area. This was a beautiful break of structure where price trades through that high. Took a while to get it done, but we did, and that is a bullish indicator. Price finally took out the old high here, and we created a well, we didn't create. We see that we're showing respect to that weekly fair value gap that I showed you just a little while ago on the other time frame. So we have some daylight in there, and I'd love to see price go away and come back with daylight showing. And you see the bullish reaction on Friday. What I want to see on Monday, Tuesday, early in the week, are we going to form a fair value gap here? Is price going to give us an indication that we're going to go higher? All right. Or will the tensions in the Middle East cause price to invalidate the fair value gap by wicking down to uh, this opposing candle here and then going higher? All of these scenarios could break out, could determine which direction the price is. But my bias is to the upside, and I'm letting you know what I'm going to be looking for. I'm looking for longs. All right, I'm looking for long setups. I will change my bias when price gives me a close below that fractal low. All right, that this I like the fact that it formed a fractal low and it took out the previous day's high or as it's trading through. So I'm bullish on this in this indice. All right, we are coming off of the weekly fair value gap, and that's what I'm hoping that we see some follow through to these the previous weekly high and the all-time high. All right. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a price to hit these targets. 1, 2, and 3. I didn't make it red yet because I'm really concentrating on these two. But if it goes past here, if it closes past what is this level here? 5-7. If we close past 5700 5730 5720, we close past that area. I really don't want to see this weekly fair value gap at 5700, which is uh, uh, a whole number. I don't want to see the bottom filled. All right, we see this lows filled, and then I'm going to start thinking that, yeah, we're going to fill in this fair value gap, and that won't be good. That's when I'll change my bias to a bearish one. Right now, it's bullish. I'm looking for buys. You know where I'm looking for them, and I'm hoping that we get it. All right, I'll be looking for price to form a bullish fair value gap, and if it does, this will be a great place for price to launch to go higher. If we look at NQ, it's basically the same thing. We have very similar price action. All right, and if we look at the breakout here, boom. All right, and we see that price did give us a close, not the strongest close in the world, but it is a close. All right, and price did pull back into. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Price did pull back into a bullish fair value gap, just like on the ES or the S&P, all right, chart. We did pull back in it. You see the respect shown to it. What I would like to see is price come back to no more than half, or maybe retouch this and give us a fractal low. All right, 1, 2, 3. You know how fractals are formed. 1, 2, 3. Those are terrible lines. All right, but we get one here. All right, that'll be a fractal low, and I'm looking for price to. Wow, I'm looking for price to go up from there. Okay, have a little trouble there. All right, but you see the same situation here as on the S&P, formed an area of fair value. I would love to have seen some daylight above this high, but we may get that high come Monday. We may get that daylight. We are right now we're showing respect to the area of fair value and this fair value gap, and I'm looking for price to take out to hit towards that high come next week. See, boom, 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 boom. All right, if we go to the daily, yeah, that's going to be my target area. And what is this? This is the previous weekly high. That will be my immediate target for NQ, and this will be the swing high that I would love to see taken out. All right, I would like to see price trade through this high and indicate further for the gains in this market. I should have highlighted this doggone, what do you call this thing? Fair value gap. The potential for it here. I'm looking for that potential to form here. If a price wicks down, it and eliminates the formation of a bullish fair value gap. That's not going to be the most bullish sign in the world. You understand what I mean? But it's not going to be the end all be all. If price closes below the weekly fair value gap that I have marked here. Hello, there you go. We get a low below 19,800. Hey, 19,800. Then I'll change my bias to bearish. You understand? And I'll start looking for sells. But up until that time, I'm looking for longs. If we look at the YM chart is very similar. You see the weekly fair value gap here. All right. You see the breakout area here, the trading through, and you see how price moves sideways. Yeah, we explored higher to make an all-time high, but we haven't gone any higher since. Now, Friday closed bullish, closed higher than Thursday. That's a good indicator. And I have this as 4,300 is going to be my whole number that I'm looking for price to trade into. And if we get a close below 41,965, which is actually 42. Just call it 42. If we get a close below 42,000, that's when I'll start to think prices moving a little more bearishly. And we'll see what it does when it hits this bullish fair value gap. All right, because that's right below the breakout area, and that could there's a possibility that it could hold. Sorry. So, and that gives me the daylight that I like to look for. There's no daylight here. There's no daylight on this breakout. So if price does start giving me closes down below 4,200, I'm looking for it to bounce here. I'll be looking for it to bounce here. All right. So I'm going to make sure I put that's what do you call it? Uh, uh, the Dow. This is the Dow Jones, and it does its own thing sometimes. All right, this is the one I usually make my trades on. S&P and NASDAQ. The Dow does its own thing. It's a bit wild and less. It's not as calm. All right, so that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button or the boost to it strengthens the it'll help me to grow this channel, and it helps with the algorithm and help having people find me. If you want to ask a question or have me look at a particular market for you, hey, leave it in the comment section. Ask any questions you like. I always respond to people in the comments, and I thank you for watching my video. I'll see you in the next one.